Yeah, so fear is a natural response to growth. And neuroscience research shows that the brain perceives uncertainty at risk, which naturally triggers fear responses. Fear often appears right before growth and change. And for a long time, I thought fear was a sign that I shouldn't move forward, you know? As an immigrant woman, a mother, and someone who spent over 20 years working in corporate environments, I became very familiar with stability, with routine, and certainty. Even when I wasn't fully happy or fulfilled, at least I knew what was expected, right? But when I started my digital business journey, everything felt unfamiliar. I had fear of failing, fear of judgment, fear of technology because I wasn't tech savvy, fear of starting over, and fear of not being good enough. And maybe some of you can relate to that. Sometimes we think confident people don't feel fear at any point. But the truth is, growth almost always begins with uncertainty. And science even shows that the brain naturally reacts to unknown as a potential threat. That's why when we try something new, our body can respond with anxiety, with doubts, with procrastination or overthinking. I remember when I first started and I was starting my training because this was something completely new to me. I used to have like headaches all the time because I was so overwhelmed with all these new things. But what changed my life was understanding this. Fear was not always a warning sign. Sometimes fear was simply evidence that I was stepping outside my comfort zone and entering a new level of growth. Every major transformation in my life started with fear. Moving to a different country, learning a new language, becoming a young mother, starting over professionally, and eventually building something of my own online. And if I had waited until I felt fully ready, I would still be waiting at this time, you know? And I know many people today are stuck not because they lack potential, but because they are waiting for fear to disappear first. The reality is this: confidence is not built before action, confidence is built because of action. So, little by little, step by step, you begin proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. And today I want to leave you with this: fear is not always a stop sign. Sometimes it's confirmation that you're growing beyond the life, mindset, and limits that once kept you small. So thank you.
Thank you, Isabel. Yeah, so as Isabel shared, her journey and the insights, fear is natural. It's a natural response to many growth that we will have. For example, when you're stepping into a new position at work or into the online business, the same thing. You have that fear, you're the excitement, but it's the same fear. Um, and also, for any change that happens in your life. Just like you mentioned, when you become a mom, for example, you're expecting is you have the fear, but there's nothing, you have to face the fear, because you cannot go back. So that's the same thing, you gotta take action on your fear. You have to face them. So, and that's where you see the growth and the change, but that's part of the evolution, of a human, to have that fear, to be able to grow, have that fear to be able to change the course of where they are.